8 Butterfly Sea Moss Powder. Take your daily routine to the next level. Natural vegan superfood powder, essential multivitamin powder made just for you.
One love, Delta 9 travelers. One love. One love. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm telling you, a busy Friday. Expected though, because we know we had a sitting, a parliament. Then I had that very upsetting, if you could think about it, situation that we had to highlight earlier, right? But we're here now and we're boarding Delta 9 travelers. We got so many updates, so many headlines to get into. So as you come into this live presentation, so that persons can be updated with what's going on from the very first video that was done by a public spirited neighbor that was just out early in the morning, making sure that she highlighted what was going on with her neighbor's resident, with her neighbor's house, right? And the thing is this, MPs had a chance to speak with both parents. We're going to get those updates on this live. MPs had a chance to speak with loved ones as well. We're going to get those updates right here. So as you come in, give me a pong, buddy. We live again. Thumbs up the live. It costs you nothing at all to thumbs up the live, but what it does is it will help to boost the video into the algorithm so that persons will be able to see it on their timeline and they'll be able to stay updated with all of these very important and trending headlines. And we got so many updates on some headlines that we would have shared earlier. I'm telling you, things got hot in Parliament. Things got hot in Parliament today. I don't know how many of you that are in the live now would have caught the live presentation earlier, but things got live on the floor. And we're going to get into some of those details as we board.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I thought we had a rule in the House when people aren't present, we don't, impugn the character of those things.
Will ask the question or you're foregoing?
Mr. Speaker, please allow me. Please allow me.
To ask your question, yes.
For the record,
Go.
Standing Order 41, Mr. Speaker. Imputation. I was a little late for the National Assembly, and I'm not one to make very light of or to put my own family matters in the public.
Standing order, sir. You're saying the standing. Who impugned on you? I'm not too sure. You have to ask question number 21. Your time is running. You have question number 22 if you can't remember 21.
Mr. Speaker, if you were here for jokes, I am not.
Honorable member, please. I've been asking you for 4 minutes to ask
And
question
Mr. Speaker,
21.
I've been waiting for the National Assembly to convene for 3 months.
Honorable member, please have your seat.
Aye, aye.
Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Speaker.
A heated back and forth, Delta 9 travelers. Yeah, all we're going on there. We got a chance to get a little quick snippet. Some heated moments on the floor between our two brothers, the Honorable Speaker and Honorable Mr. Duncan. What are your views, Delta 9 travelers? I'm telling you, so much going on today. We still boarding and we jumping into some of the boarding headlines. We still boarding. Look, Honorable Gail Teixeira made a very powerful point today in Parliament, right? She gave some insights about certain projections, certain numbers that persons usually present about our nation, and just certain interesting factors about what's going on with these numbers and how these numbers are founded, right? We're going to get these insights coming from the honorable member right now. Let's hear from the minister and get some insights on what's going on right here, because we're hearing about these corruption index and Guyana is falling on the list, but then we're hearing about this list, and this list allegedly is seemingly very suspicious. Thanks for highlighting these points, Honorable Gail Teixeira. Let's hear what was said. And if you're looking for the entire parliamentary sitting, we have it up on the channel and you can check it out in the live area or in the Parliament playlist.
Honorable Member, Ms. Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Speaker, the Honourable Minister, I think she either did not hear the question properly, because I asked her why it is that the Guyana does not have a modern anti-corruption act. I am not saying that none exist. So modern suggests that one exists, but what is required in 2026 is lacking based on what currently exists. Now, the second part of the question was when or whether the government will bring to Parliament a comprehensive anti-corruption legislation, and at what point. So just stating that it was in the it's in the manifesto in the next 5 years doesn't answer at when exactly the government will be bringing
5 years.
This
What don't you understand about 5 years?
Okay, Honorable Minister, you get a chance to respond to the repeat, not a supplemental.
Countries that don't have anti-corruption act. Many countries don't have. Many countries have the issue spread around 10, 12, 15 type of laws. Guyana has over 15 laws relating to anti-corruption, right? And certainly as we go on, we will reform and modernize as required, whether the individual laws or to come to a total. But the Procurement Act of Guyana, when it was brought in 24, I want to tell you all something. When it was brought in 2004, it was the only Caribbean country that had a Procurement Act that separated the minister from the procurement process. And it was an act that was borrowed and adopted by all the CARICOM countries as a result. We must be proud of what we've done in legislation in terms of fighting corruption. And we must be strong in those who are brought before the courts. Those who are brought before the courts on those same laws.
Heated moments in the House today. We're just jumping into these quick parts. This is the last part before we hop into those updates coming in from the sit down with the MPs and the parents. Lorraine, one of our frequent travelers, thanks for being a part of this live presentation. Lorraine is saying good night. Delta 9. Big up yourself, Lorraine. Thanks for tuning in. Desiree, thanks for being a part of the live and for dropping the 9s in the comment section. We're coming through clearly on your side. Pick up yourself.
which you defend. You defend those people who have been corrupt. You come in here with two sides of your mouth. You're talking about two sides of your mouth. You can't say we don't want corruption, but when they're charged, you're backing them and protesting for them. You can't have two sides of the law.
Thank you
So
very
we
much,
stand
Minister.
strong.
And now we can move on to question number 29. In the name of the honorable member, Mr. Peter Sarabo Hali. You may ask the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can the Honourable Minister say what measurable improvements have occurred as a result of the government's anti-corruption workshops, and what data exists publicly to support the stated conclusion, given all the exposés that we see of corruption happening right now?
That's a good question.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the various Guyana's anti-corruption efforts just for the past year, Mr. Speaker, focused on, and these are the training programs, the National Coordinating Committee Against Corruption, digital transformation, institutional strengthening, enhancing collaboration between public and private sectors, public education, strengthening compliance and enforcement mechanisms, and international collaboration. We have brought a number of digital platforms which improve transparency and accountability. We have also, and I can list those out, but I'll leave that out for now. We've also had all-day workshops with the private sector and the government agencies to deal with fighting corruption and developing a culture of integrity. And so we've had discussions promoting integrity standards, audit ethics, and the role of AI in transparency. These are 30-odd private sector bodies that are working with us. The achievements, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there's always time for change. Mr. Speaker, we have been reviewed by the UN Convention Against Corruption, our second review. We have done well, and the document will be published soon. In terms of, well, you want to be specific, Mr. Speaker. I am going to come to that question just now, Mr. Whatever you are, and deal with it. But the issue of that question hasn't come up yet, Mr. Speaker. Guyana and our country and our government has ratified international conventions. Not all countries in the region have ratified those conventions. We have. And by doing so, we are legally bound to work towards implementing them incrementally. There is no country in the world, I repeat, that has been able to meet every benchmark of the UN Convention Against Corruption or the Inter-American Convention Against Corruption. Those are treaties we have committed ourselves and are bound legally to respond to and to work towards. And so we have showed progress in terms of the agencies that report on these. The Public Service Commission, the Integrity Commission, the Procurement Body, for example, the FIU, SOCU, for example. There are a number of agencies. We are recognized. Well, you don't read the report. You see, the problem with I love reports. I produce 300-page reports at a whim. You don't read them. That's the problem. But, Mr. Speaker, the question about what I mean by well, if our colleagues on the other side would take the time to go into the Inter-American Convention Against Corruption site, which is called MESACIC, Google it, you will see Guyana's report. First of all, its annual report, which has to give every year, and also the issue of, and also our review. So, Mr. Speaker, there are publicly available documents that show and assess Guyana's progress, both of the Inter-American Commission Against Corruption and the UN Convention Against Corruption.
So those are some of the scorching moments. Some of them, there might be more updates that we're definitely going to share about that as we move forward. So we're jumping straight into these updates coming in from the ground with what went down in Guyana this morning. West side again, the west side again.
Friday, and we all woke up to the horrific murder of a child. And as a country, we take that very seriously. I'm on my way to meet the family and to offer my support and comfort. The Child Protection Agency has already been on the ground from Region 3, and I extend my sincere condolences to the family. It's heartbreaking, it's a little child. And you know, it really brings home to everyone how important it is to look out for children. This one was unprecedented. Of course, no one could predict it. My grandmother also hurt and injured. We'll do everything to provide that support to that family at this very, very difficult and challenging time. And as I say this, it's also very important for me to tell you that we have been paying attention to a number of cases where we see children being abused in various disease situations in the last couple of days, last few weeks, and we have intervened in all of them. And what is of concern to me is that many parents feel that discipline is something that involves abuse, and I want to say no, discipline should not involve abuse. There are many ways of having the opportunity to discipline your child, and one of those ways is speaking to them. One of those ways too, if you can't deal with it and you get angry and you get upset and you know that you're going to physically explode on that child. And now I know that sometimes children are difficult and sometimes children really trigger you. But the point is, we have support at the Ministry of Human Services. Reach out to us before it gets there. Reach out to us, bring the child. We have the Child Protection Agency, and we have many units and departments to assist you with that. We also have the Family Enhancement Services at the Palms compound, in the Palms compound. They deal with families and youth.
The blood of Jesus. I don't know what's going on in this country right now. I really and truly don't know what's going on in this country. R.I.P. for the family that lost a loved one this morning. A little 7-year-old God angel. Right? Life was being taken. He was murdered. Okay? He was murdered by bandits. These bandits gotta be some fucking family related. Somebody want granny property. Because if you watch a granny property, okay, you could see granny in there for no sap. You understand? Granny in there for no sap. Granny place unpainted. Eh? Struggling pensioner getting she little money. A little fine help from your kids. Or whatever relative. You don't go in your house, brother. Younger mother. Younger sister. Younger niece. Younger nephew. You don't come from a woman. I just robot sorrow. Government are calling for you. Calling for the government of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Start hanging these banners. So long as you got credible information and evidence, start hanging these banners. Start killing these banners. Because the longer y'all take for acting, got people just living off of taxpayers' dollar. Banner coming out and doing the same thing over and over.
Over and over.
Look, we just lose another little child. He could have becoming the next president, the next minister, the next prime minister. Some big time detective or something, bro. He could be a great impact to this country. Then he literally get your little future ahead of him. You think a man and walk off the road and going to hide these people house? Yeah, start checking these cameras.
It don't make no sense because it don't look like it was no outside person that targeted them. And when we listen to these reports that I'm going to be presenting right here, we're going to hear more details and we're going to start to understand that, listen, it's only a matter of time before whoever did this terrible act is brought to justice. You know why? Because the Grand done saying, listen, she can identify them. We can hear about it.
To me, that seems like this family related one granny house. You understand? And when you could injure a little boy, you don't even say where you catch you and you tie up your mouth, nothing at all. When you murder a little child, the child got to know you. You got to be some family member and you want granny house.
It's crazy.
You understand? Make you could carry out a vicious act like that. A very malicious and vicious act like that. I don't know where this country really turn into. Where this country really turn into. Oh yeah, I want tourists come to this country.
Yeah, that's why I was highlighting earlier. I saying, listen, it's like we go into a new level with this one here, you know. Yeah. It's like this one kind of reach a new level. And we wondering, what's the next level? What's the next depth? Because you can't get much lower than this. It's crazy.
When I hear guy named Granny house, Granny ain't even comfortable in your own house, eh? What Granny could possibly have in your house that I hear guy in the woman house, choking your grandchild and killing your grandchild. That got to be family related, bro. Some family who got plans for the house and the land. You understand? There's not analyze, there's more though. And Father, I call in on you, Father. Heavenly Father, I call in on you. Touch this country. Cover it with the blood of Jesus. Because for the last couple mornings, if it's not terrible accident claiming the life of our Guyanese citizen brothers and sisters, it's more though. It's strong in. It's something. Poisoning, hanging, something, somebody jumping through hospital window.
It's crazy. And just recently, we hear a similar situation where a young man unalive his own mother, right? And it's within a week to when this happened. That's how crazy. That's how crazy this situation is right here. You know? Who's in the chat right now? Big up to all the frequent travelers that are live with us. Big up to all the persons that are going to catch this one in the rewind in the future. Thanks for tuning in. Jackie saying good night to Delta 9 and all the travelers. Big up yourself, Jackie. Thanks for being a part of the live presentation. Rasta Empress, our insightful moderator, is on the flight. Thanks for tuning in. I think it's about time for us to hear this conversation directly from the parents. And we're going to hear from the mother first.
She likes to try Friday. She doesn't live around me.
What's it matter? She doesn't even know.
No, she doesn't.
There's no word that I can say.
Yes, I am, in a way, but the fact that she don't live anywhere close by, I know that she's safe.
So she lives with Granny. I don't know.
No, she lives with her granny. The grandmother has another older granddaughter that lives there. She works, and her grandfather.
So Granny is the person and the grandfather. And they and so when you left them so early this morning, how you learn life?
I got her this morning to cook for the work like I would normally do. I went and back to call my sister because normally when I cook, she would be the first person to ask for food. So I went back and called her and said, "You better go no because when you got to come over, you need to get some food." When I came back, I went back to my sister and I came back to you. I got a call from a dear friend of mine by the name of Anna. And she was like, Misha, you hear what happened? Bougain throat slit. And your father, grandmother, said, stop up. So I was like, huh? But then you process the news properly, to be honest. I was like, okay, let me call the grandmother. That is my daughter, grandmother that she lives with. Because it's her mom. My son doesn't get along with her son. So when I called her, she didn't know I either. So I was like, man, don't fuss about it and just find out if it's true. And I asked her for if she has any numbers because I don't have her number. And she gave me her brother number. And I called the brother by the name of Nasir. I asked him, I said, just hear some bad news. I want to know if it's true. And he was like, yeah.
Yeah, you left a right to you were still there when you go.
I was there for quite a while. Everything took long.
The police took on.
The police was there, but the forensics and CIA and whatever took quite a while to come, and then the hers took another while to come as well.
And is there anything that you wanted to ask us? Maybe we could go to
Justice, I just want justice for my son because he's 7 years old and there's nothing a 7-year-old child can do to a human being. To us adults, I could never watch a 7-year-old and hurt him or her. I don't beat my kids. When I would come to see it too. You know, the father had taken over him fully. So I rarely get chances to see him.
How come the father took
Because,
over from you?
well, the father always had one thing that, oh, his kids must not get with stepfather and not stepfather. So that's where we separated. So he decided to take over his son, and I took my daughter because I'm working and her granny's not really at home. I don't have anybody really to look her after her grandmother stepped in and said, well, she's going to take care. of his daughter.
Mm.
And I would support her fully.
Mm.
I do support my son. I think it was up to last month I ordered clothes on Shein and slippers for him, and I asked the family to take the clothes to me.
Mm.
Because many family don't really get around
Mm.
like that.
So justice is your only ask.
That's just
And
his
you're
name.
okay with the arrangements with the doctors.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But I just need justice for myself because I don't know that
Mm.
he didn't do anybody anything. Poor child probably just went and screamed, you know, and to hear his little mouth just screaming and probably howling for help. Probably yelling out, "Hi, yeah, just swipe the knife. Or you could live with yourself." And you can watch a child and just swipe a knife across the neck. How good is these things? This is me one and only son. I know if I take him away from me, yes, I never stop loving my son. No, when my child get big, you know, your mother, you gonna come, father gonna can't stop you then. How he, when you get big, how he gonna come?
When the situation went down with Adriana Young, I say it then and I'm gonna say it here again, right? You see, if when these things happen, persons don't face the blunt of the law and they're not brought to justice fast, other persons are now emboldened to do the similar thing. And then we're going to have situations like this over and over again. People who brazen enough. It's like if they don't got no respect for none of the law enforcement in the whole country. The president himself, they don't got no respect for. Because if you could do something like that, and what was the most that they possibly could have stole if there's the conversation that we're going to go with, even though we know there's more to this situation and so. It's not nothing like that. It can't be so simple to where a person just walk into this property just randomly. It's more to it. But notice how persons are getting bolder and they're doing more gruesome things. I just highlighted what the young man did with his own mother within a week span to this situation right here. That got a mother like this right now.
After so much months, I think I saw my son like 2 months back on his telly, and he brought me come and hug me up. He tell me buy a soap for him and go across and I buy soap, he pick it up and I bought it for him, and he just as good to give me the last hug, he bought to pull him away, because that's how the father is. He bought to pull him away. But he hugged me and his face is so tight.
Greetings, you're on to Delta 9 Major Live.
Last hug, and I'm going to see the sunlight in a pool of blood, lifeless, motionless. He can't even raise his hand, he can't say, "Mommy, help me."
Greetings, you're on to Delta 9 Major Live.
He was just
Telling you.
I think they didn't look recognize the poor man as the person
Yeah.
That's really recommended because I don't see no reason for Canada and reacting with this. Bro, these things are going on anywhere, you know? Jamaica, Trinidad, and them because the law is so corrupt
Hmm.
with the politicians. You see?
Yeah.
And nobody's ever accountable for the actions. And that's why everybody don't do what they want to do. You
Over
see?
and over again.
Over and over, bro.
Hmm.
The one that he just mentioned with the young man killing mother.
Yeah.
And I come and I tune into the thing. I said, what is that man killing them?
Hmm.
Then they get that right there. The idea is keep killing out each other and you don't know of nobody else. But they are killing each other because the way they multiply.
It's crazy.
Yeah, get hungry yourself, you know. Then people that fight them to take the area, you know, they don't take it by overrunning it.
Hmm.
Alright? Let the take that the flame, you bring it down in the court. The first thing you do is make a copy for that. For what?
Hmm.
So, able to start the court very early from your network. Like that, we add the next generation, they start the code, they start putting the code, they could live in the code.
Yeah.
The Venezuela, they don't start, then I know they start producing Chinese born, Venezuelan born Chinese, bro.
Hmm.
Alright. I can let yourself out. I don't know this struggle, so I don't have this separation, bro. Come on, bro. Come on.
Hmm.
Come on. Like you said, that's why you put Kanye outside something. It's something to it, bro.
There's got to
That
be
means
more
you
to
don't
this.
let them get no grant. Like don't forget you break it.
Yeah, you ain't got
What
nothing
is
much
the
really, yeah.
what is value everything that they is the outcome. I get it.
Yeah. Thanks for calling in. Big up yourself, Al. One of the frequent travelers calling in right there and giving us some insights as we try to suss out what's really going on with this. Because this thing is so gruesome, as it's so unsettling when you think about it. I waiting for bring back the update instead of finding stringy up. I glad for bring back the update. You know, understand? It's waiting for the update for one of the moderators or one of the persons in the WhatsApp group or something. Send it through to me. Because it's like, you know, and something is telling me it's more than one of them, you know. Something is telling me it's more than one of them. So let's hope that these cameras provide the necessary information to make sure that, listen, by the ending of the weekend, they don't get them in custody, waiting for Monday.
Years old, he just spent like 2 years with his dad. It's just 2 years now the father have him. They both used to live with me. It's just 2 years but me and the father separate for more than 2 years, but the father took them over for 2 years now.
And we see took them over. Was there a separation in terms of that he got custody of them?
He went to the welfare for me. The last problem we had, he went to court for me.
And the court.
The court, he went to summons me. Normally I would look after both of them, but because he don't look after my daughter, I gave her my full support. Because she doesn't have her father's support, so I mostly support her. When it comes to my son, if he asks for tablet, clothes, whatever, he picks up the phone and call me and ask me for, I would get it to him. Even if it's money. and get it for him. If the school has any concern and he has to get close, the father would quickly pick up the phone and call and say, well, you know, his son got get this for his son, and then he took me to court and summons me. And the court was like, let him look after his son and let me look after my daughter. And that's it.
His grandmother, who was injured, did you get to speak to her?
No.
She didn't get to speak to her.
No.
You're saying he didn't have much interest in the dog, he would focus on his
No,
son.
he loved his son.
Mm.
He had more love for his son than I mean he loved his daughter, but he had more love for his son. So he took him.
Asha, anything from you?
They said she sees who.
She saw.
They said she saw his who.
Yes.
And my son is very smart. He probably saw too.
They said that the father said that the grandmother said she could recognize.
The details in this. I'm telling you. Cheryl, one of our insightful moderators, thanks for tuning in and being a part of the live. Diani is saying good night to Delta and the travelers. Thanks for tuning in, being a part of this live presentation. Yeah, it gets deeper and deeper, you know, as we analyze these details and try to suss out like what really going on. You know? Sly, what going on? Heal up. Sly saying heal up to all the real Guyanese. 100. Big up yourself, Sly. Cheryl, that's the thing I really try to figure out myself. I really try to understand. It's not just the mission. It's just how you feel you are so bold. Right? I'm surprised that they didn't get like a nationwide manhunt out right now for this person. You understand? And not just the fathers, but all the men, all the young men in out looking for you every day to root you out and deal with the case in a real way. Because until we take certain approaches, certain serious approach, it might not be as serious or as expansive as what I just mentioned, because you mightn't even need to. But until we start to take a more serious approach, we can get a lot of these people thinking that they're untouchable, they could do things like this and get away with it. It's crazy.
I'm just curious if it's a low cost or not a low cost.
He said it's an
The
Indian
type.
boy. I just want her to speak at least. You don't have to fear anybody. The police is there to do their work or whatever. All she has to do is speak and say is
If the father said she said it's somebody she could recognize, and I don't know if somebody she knows by name, but somebody that she could recognize. Well, definitely we are going to be joining with you and calling for a very thorough investigation, and calling that the police do the best work they can, and that at the end of the day, justice is something that you. And we're going to stay in touch with you. to Dr. Todd over there. We are traveling, unfortunately, traveling tomorrow. They will be back during the week, but Russia will be, I guess, a primary contact with you. And in the meantime, I want you to know that I did speak with the father, and I said, I can't understand this pain, and I can't understand their pain. This for a 7-year-old to be slashed and brutally murdered in that way. I can't
7
understand
years
this,
old.
and I can't understand the pain of a parent who has to deal with that. But nevertheless, you understand it. You're having your thoughts and your prayer, and we follow up on this. Martha can surely get justice. Dr. Todd is a lawyer on our side.
Around minutes to 5 this morning, I got a call. Well, somebody actually called my wife and asked me to come and check on my mom. Apparently, they suspected somebody was in the house, right? And I came. Didn't take long for me to reach. And I came. The house was dark. I shut the door, came inside, put on the light, saw my mother on the ground, lying. Well, before I started, I thought that she died. And then when I looked further in the house, I saw my great nephew. He's just about 7 years old, and so he was there lying. I went and checked, and I suspected like he's dead because of the amount of blood and so on that was in the house.
So, was blood on him?
The child, and all over was blood. The whole house, a lot of blood. The whole house is filled with blood.
So, is it true that he sustained injuries to the neck?
Yes, he had a gap in wound on the neck. Right, they cut the neck, and they stab up my mom. And after I see movement with her, and my niece told me that Granny said the man there in the house. I ran back in the house and collect my mom. And then she said, I tried to save me now. Get me to the hospital. So I rushed her away to the hospital. She is currently at the Kendron. And they stitched her up, and they're doing like x-rays and other scans and so on because she's crying out for her hip. She had a stroke a year ago. So she was not like moving on her own and so on.
So, did you notice anything missing from the home?
No, nothing in gone from the house.
So,
right? I don't know what might have been the motivation or the reason why they came, but she said that they asked.
See? Nothing is missing from the house. So they didn't go in looking for take nothing out from the house. But they end up with the present reality that we gotta interpret right now. Nothing is missing from the house, but two persons that live inside of the same property, one gone and one is nursing wounds right now. Both are soft targets. That seemed like an inside situation. Somebody got to know more about this. Because it's obvious that they didn't break in hopes of getting nothing, because nothing is missing. Here you pointing out. They tell you gotta catch them and quick and fast, bring them before the judge and deal with the case quick. Because, like, what the country really coming to, man?
For money, and she told them that she ain't got no money, and I don't know if they attempted to molest her sexually or so on, because he noticed that at the hospital she didn't have on her pampers, right? So I don't know, but she didn't say anything in
The details is so crazy that it's almost like, listen, I cover these types of content for a number of years now. And this particular situation right here is just, I'm trying to wrap my brain around it. And it's just, 72-year-old, allegedly, they dealt with in that manner. We're going on up here with a person that is, dealing like that. And then guess what? They ain't catch them yet, so they moving around. If they can do that as 72-year-old, allegedly, in Pampers, what do you think they're gonna do to defenseless young people that got to traverse the streets? Or other persons, not just young people, big people too. Serious times, and we got to take these things like this seriously. These are serious headlines. These are things that we got to address in a real way. Because it's building up to look at what we're dealing with right now.
So that, if anything did happen. So I got on to the guy who was myself and him, Pastor Church, Pastor Ambedkar, and he got his son to help out with the police and so on. So the police came, you can say they came very fast, and they took control of the scene, and they are doing some work and so on.
So what's the name of the 7-year-old?
He is Adriel Aftab Mohammed.
And he's a student of
Zealot Primary School. But he's a very independent child. He don't go to school a lot because his father has to work and he's living separated. Father and mother separated. So whenever the father is around, the father will send him to school. And when the father have to go out and work, he don't get to go to school. So I think for this couple of days, he is more at home than at school.
Do you know that Adrian to be a person that would get into conflict with people? How is it?
He is a little aggressive little boy, yes, but with
Friendly?
other little boy, other little children and so on. And, children with their phones and these kind of things, and he and his granny and so on would get their little high talk over the phone.
But
And,
besides that, is
full of life,
friendly?
full of energy. Yesterday he went out with me because I took my mother out and we had a good drive and so on. Himself and my son, one of my sons, was playing and so on all the time in the car. Right? So to come to this and to see him just there, lying there, lifeless, it's a wicked world we live in.
Very, very.
Hi, good morning. Well, my name is Nasib Mohammed, and around.
Nasik, you gotta roll up on that person, buddy. Because that person's still going through your community right now. Right now, that person moving around, and who knows who they might be. It's crazy.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Everything good, brother?
No, you can't keep it on. Huh? This can be easy for this, so the bar was
Next, you get called by.
holding man.
Yeah, the knife almost passed through. Okay, and then pass through is more than one chip, right? Yeah, and she get one another one like miss and go through the skin. But they stitch it up when I go this morning. I was leaving to go to work when my brother called me and tell me quick pass by the house that they gone with mom, but a little bite die and like that. So I at once I left and come and I come to the child was on the ground because he couldn't handle my mom and the child together. And then they
So
called
the
me.
other scuffle then?
Huh?
The other scuffle in between them?
No, here?
When
The child and
person
the
came in, it
and the
showed like they
perpetrator.
were fighting or something.
No, it's a little child and the mother sick. The mother can't move. My mother can't move.
Okay.
She got strokes.
Okay.
My mother's approximately a year and something now. She and bed.
And this was the house?
Yeah, this is the house. But
The house
yeah, no, the door didn't lock.
Oh.
Real thing. As a parent, it's rough when for listen, and understand that they're really gonna be going through it, and they're gonna be going through it probably for the rest of their life because of this fool. Listen, as soon as I see the update, it could be the wee hours or whatever time of the morning it is. I'm gonna make sure I share it immediately when they catch you in the dealing with you. I tell you, and I think it's gonna be the same weekend. These type of things can't just nah. They must catch you before the weekend out, buddy. Cheryl is saying this is an inside job. Seemingly. Cheryl is one of our very insightful moderators, highlighting the fact that, yeah, more than likely you do know these persons, and it's just like the mom was highlighting that they got a fair understanding, at least the person that was a part of the attack as well, that is nursing wounds right now, could identify who this individual is. Yeah. Rasta Empress is saying there's more in the matter beside the pistol. Yeah. There's more to this. There's a lot more to this.
What time was it?
Well, this morning, when I ready for left, it was like 10 to 6, my brother called me. But my brother get an earlier call from the neighbor, the back. That something ain't right at the house. You ever know, she all living at the back there. Right, because my niece holler out from this house to she them. The light out after. Something ain't right. So she holler, this girl called my brother. But when she reached him, he said, my brother saying that the mother said the man in the room. But there was nobody in the room because he jumped through the window there. Like he go in the room and she see like he jumped through the window. So when I reach it, me put on back my lunch bag and I come, the child alone was in blood. Like,
Just your nephew?
my nephew son, little one.
Just the two of them live there.
The father of the child just be there too.
But he went out.
He there scribble. So he come back when I call this morning. He come across with this girl husband. Them come back when left the
How he doing?
Yeah, because he there wrong that way, so if they're wrong some way the way there, so you might be able to reach with you and here we come. So this is one of the child who is in the car here. The other Yeah. I believe strongly though. I must speak to say
Mhm.
I don't ever think that the mother ever see the child for the past 3 years.
Oh my.
Well, you know all of them. This is what I want to know. It seems like they got, Rasta Empress, you just make a very powerful point. It seems like there's a lot more in this matter beside the pissing.
No matter where in the world, we love Guyana. What are your colors? How do you represent? I love Guyana. Order yours today. We ship worldwide. Delta 9 Media.
One love, one people, the mission complete. One love, one flag, one nation, right? Under the stars, divine presence in the sky. Unity, no war, let the children thrive. Power to the people, we keep hope alive.
Delta9media.squarespace.com. Get yours today. What's your colors? What are your favorite colors?
What I hear, the world must know how people neglect them children. And the other one, so that one what I that around no.
I'm doing a big that's not your grandson. That is not your business. That is more than
And this girl is one of the child also from same.
So this is sister.
Yes, but she living with this niece.
And the lady just like to
So
Yeah.
the bite is there as a little help
Mhm.
around.
You could carry we to the father.
Your father?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you go wrong, I'll talk. My father give him
The father giving a statement. Okay.
Yes, a lot of people want there. A lot of people want there.
No, we can't disturb.
We can't disturb him.
No, there's not second.
Oh, the father there on the side.
Yeah, this is me, brother.
Oh, that's you, brother.
Pick up my mom this morning.
Okay.
In our state, we giving the state inside. So, the father there wrong the next side. Yeah, I'll go through, you know. Yeah.
All right, let's.
Rasta Empress is saying, so what did they take from the house? Going in accordance with what is coming from persons that would have checked the property. He's saying they didn't take nothing, apparently. So they didn't take nothing out of the property. They didn't take nothing out of the house or nothing that he could notice that they would have taken so far. You know? Very insightful commentary right now in the chat. Big up to all the travelers in the chat right now. That's a powerful point that you just made right there. It's definitely something that we could do. You got probably hit me in the hit me on the WhatsApp after the live, and we could definitely structure something. But as long as it's a day that we usually would be live, we definitely would be, it would be a good thing for, just send out the links and persons come on onto the live and we have some meaningful conversation. Real thing. That's a good point, Sly Fox. Good point, good point. Big up yourself, Sly. Powerful point. Bantu King, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to the live. I'm telling you, hey, Bantu, these updates, it just get more and more bizarre as you hear the updates. But guess what? I got a strong feeling by Monday they can put hands and foot on it.
Can show me the partner, please? I could take us to him. He's sitting down there. And what is
yeah.
Good day, gentlemen.
Welcome. How are you doing? See some name after you? Top. Okay. So you're Alta? Yeah. You're Alta. You just here, from the ATM, you see all about this tragedy. I mean, it's hard for us to even wrap our minds around who would, do something like this. Do something to really wrap my mind. So we have to come around and it's not support. I could see that.
Yeah, but they watch me just the youth man, we know me have a look for money, I know. Set it to them. By rushing, we set it them, my sister live there. The 3 youth, the man should cook, through the son already. So give them 2 weeks, make what? Don't go to school. You know, nobody get tidy and what was that fresh up, it's sack, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, just stand down and send a message to the teacher. We stand down for 2 weeks. Me come read. Come here sing. The old lady, how we left them in a house. Son of my daughter, we take care of them. Yes, I'm here fighting you, them there wrong me. Come in our advantage. You back to
how many children?
2. 11 and 7, yeah.
How the girls live?
My mother. Yeah. You know, somewhere. 20 earlier. You understand? You know, if me, she when I read, or she will want to pay attention, like me go to call, she say, watch, I'm going to spend 2 weeks, just keep this name. Nobody knows there to watch. You just send it to school. She busy, she never time for them things. You understand? The man in the car, me go for collect my son, have this money. The man tell me, I'm calling a youth man, but you say, why me go collect my son before we got to getting people to see. You understand? I say, I go collect this youth money, can come in there, securing a big house. Let me sleep. Pomona. Yeah. Perhaps some old man say, I don't call the key, we don't come and call the key. I don't work this afternoon. Perhaps some uncle call me, tell me, he come home, bunking dead. He may after, be jail after a moment. But we call him bunking.
Bunking?
Yeah. Man say, this man dead. You understand me? Catch the first boat and come. You come and see, set the police, let me watch. See me youth man lay down and shoot here. And like, easy neck them joking to cause like how you there, so. You understand me? I have blood there. You understand me? Kill the man. The man don't do nobody nothing.
No,
you know?
what's up here up to do anybody?
You understand? He just smart, he know face.
You probably recognize it.
Yes. And then kill the man.
You probably recognize the person. So your grandmother didn't see the person?
The grandmother said she know the person.
She know the person?
One lady down there got some footage and said, they show the police, they don't want to show me. You understand? We don't know the study system. Parents can't see the footage. The man will pass at the set time.
But I hope they find that person. They're not a person, animal.
The person animal.
Telling you.
The monster.
That's a monster,
The
bro.
boss man should me watch me son. Me no know, me tell you, me no know what happened. That the man is keeping humble. The man make me stop knock wrong things since 2020. You say, you know, differently. I work hard. You understand? I will show you something. I will show you something. Let us see. Wait. Touch it. You see this? This the time I wake up at 4 o'clock. You understand? Yeah, because me gotta go walk early.
To look after them.
For my grandmother and my son. You understand? Me set up the ignition and go down to hospital, go come back, come home, set up again, see your last thing and say, no. My son, I may tell you, I say, bye. I gotta make sure to pay my grandchildren for the last thing, and you can't do them nothing for you. Feel how me just feel. Every day come here last. And your last. Your message last. You understand? Like me who inside try like man. I'm not hungry, me just a thirsty. Me just want to drink.
It's an easy.
Me don't know who me.
Crazy. When you hear these updates, right? Jim is saying, good night, Delta 9. Guyana needs lots of prayer. Telling you, might need a lot more than just prayer. I'm telling you, a lot more might be needed in Guyana right now. Because when you're seeing things like this going on, Jim, my condolences. Big up yourself, Bantuke.
Really feel I mean, just imagine how this man pour me son and this fucking man alibi for your life, buddy. You understand me? How this man a beg for your life, or you try to take your life, and this man a crying a holler. You know that? Well, what my sister said, when she give me a holler, my sister holler for this neighbor, no? No,
so your sister here, you.
My son holler, she holler for the next neighbor, and the neighbor called pushing station, but you know this country run with a cowboy operation, and them not got time with me. People got for dead, and got come see body lay down, and forensic and pictures and powder and them kind of thing.
So the neighbor.
A simple argument, right? Could lead to murder, you know. Them is thing with us go on. Argue. A man push something, a man there. You go to the station, tell the police, well, you know, want this man, let this man don't come. Man, oh, you gotta give them a thing. Come and look into this.
So your sister here, the little boy, you call her in.
Yeah, and us, now we call for you. Yeah, when she hear you,
Where your sister live in?
right in the same yard. Then get piece in the same, right there, over so.
Over the other side.
It's 2 houses in the yard.
Here what happened? Me go tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. My grandmother, she just speak up. So, my sister, me say, what say, Didi, you build something there, because me can't see me granny nakedness.
Yeah.
Me go cook and wash with you.
But
You just change your part.
Understood.
So come she end up come and just there for set the hard cash it grandmother too. You understand? But she night time she down in the house, my son and my grandmother.
So she here and she called the neighbor and the neighbor called the police.
Yeah, which station? Tushin. Cowboy soon. We can't do nothing. You understand?
This can last because
No,
like,
this will last forever. This can't come.
When you come, go to.
You understand? We call it junkie when you know junkie.
Let me cover this jurisdiction.
Sorry. So the other thing lead me and this what will happen, you know.
Real trying times, yeah? Rough. Condolences to the family members, condolences to all the loved ones. And can't wait to hear the updates when they hold on this fool that is so brazen. Touche what going on, y'all not deal with this banner. Y'all not make sure that they got a Alpine's bulletin and some type of manhunt going on for this fool. I tell you. And guess what? The doctor was analyzing the behavior of certain persons recently, and he highlighted this.
And which I am arguing is the over 300 and something suggestions to go into the Bill of Rights. As we know, they ended up with 10 amendments to the Constitution. The first 10 amendments, which we know as the Bill of Rights, and which I am arguing is the real democratic part of the American Constitution. That if you remove the Bill of Rights from the American Constitution, it's really a document that is as undemocratic as other constitutions around the world. And we need that kind of explicit. The government shall not create a religion. The government shall ensure freedom of speech. Explicitly stated in the Constitution. Explicitly. And we need some of that, more of that. I know there's some aspects of our Constitution that are explicit. But Article 13 is there. And you look at it and you say, what a beautiful thing, because it talks about inclusionary governance. The assumption there is that all would be included. But it's not enforceable because it is not numerated, it is not explicit. And a PPP government, given its philosophical orientation, will not utilize it. That is, they will not move to the spirit of Article 13. They look at the letter and they say, well, we are not compelled to include, or we will determine what is inclusion.
Analysis coming in from the doctor right there. And as we can see, we saw the symptoms of what the doctor was describing right there on the floor in Parliament today. Big up yourself to all the travelers that are in the chat right now, everyone that took some time out to call in, all the moderators. Nav Joe, what's going on? Thanks for tuning into the live. I'm on the flight Delta 9 watching and listening. It's sad to see what's going on in the country. My condolences to the family. Big up yourself, Nav Joe. And thanks for dropping this insightful comment in the comment section, right? Definitely condolences yet again and again to the family, because I know that it's got to be a rough patch for them to have to deal with this right here. Slide, Thanks for tuning in. Fly the same. Big up to Delta 9 and all the viewers listening. Have a wonderful weekend. Same to you, buddy. Thanks for tuning in to the live, and thanks for being a frequent traveler on the flight. The flight would have landed right here on Delta 9 Media. I want to say big up to all the frequent travelers. Big up to all the new travelers with us, the persons who tune in for the first time today. Make sure you subscribe, buddy, because we got a lot of updates and so many different pieces of content that we're going to be sharing over the weekend, and so many other pieces that's already up on the channel right now that you can enjoy. Listen, a couple thousand pieces of videos we had taken down, and we got to sort through them and figure out what we're going to put back up, this, that, and the third. We got thousands and thousands of pieces of content. There's so much stuff that you can definitely tune into right here on Delta 9 Media. Plus, check out the collaboration channels, because we got 2 other channels that definitely have different types of content on it as well, that you can subscribe to and enjoy. A lot of different content, so many other updates that we're going to make sure that we come back and do a pre-recorded or another live, so that we can all stay updated with everything that's going on. Parliament, all the different conversations that's going to come from there. There's all the different updates that's coming in. We got a case with the Henry boys and all kind of other things that we got to highlight and update right here on Delta 9 Media. So make sure that you subscribe and look out for the notifications about the next time we're going to be live or when we drop another video. One love, and I'll catch you in the next flight.